welcome back to the Fandamentals podcast where we talk all things related to sports. This is an opinion-based podcast. So, if you don't like our opinion, I don't know what to tell you. What's up, fellas?
What's good? What's good?
Doing good.
Good. It is playoff season. It is also NFL draft season. We don't really have anything to talk about NFL wise. Of course, there was a big trade yesterday, but I kind of want to leave that for after the draft. In terms of NBA, it's the first weekend of the NBA playoffs, but over the week there was some news over, the 65 game, the rule in terms of awards and all of that, and that falls under like first team, all NBA, and obviously we know with that comes bonuses and things like that. I personally feel like if it's 65 games, it's 65 games, right? Like that's the rule. That's what the NBA, Players Association, that's what they signed off on. That's the rule, and obviously life happens. There are certain circumstances, but it's still the rule. I did feel bad for Cade Cunningham because of the collapsed lung thing, and I feel like he was playing some solid ball before the injury, and if he hadn't had the injury, he'd be probably in the conversation for MVP. But I'm curious to know what you all think about the rules. Should there be some changes? Is it fine like it is? I think it's effective. I think it's working. But what do y'all think?
I think I'm okay with it. They had to literally appeal that, and the NBA looked at it on a case by case basis. It wasn't like they were, played 58 games or something. It was something like 63 or 64. You know what I'm saying? They barely literally missed the mark. So one or two game leeway if they want to look at it and it gets appealed and then they want to say, okay, we'll allow it, fine. We know Cade Cunningham had a legitimate injury that just a collapsed lung, you don't even have to do nothing to get that. You know what I'm saying? Like it just happened. And then I know Luka had missed some time. They said that he had missed some time for, the birth of his kid. You know what I'm saying? So certain situations, I could probably be like, okay, 60. If he played 63 to 65, I'm cool with it. It's all right. Now, if you talk about somebody that played 58 games, 60 games, you 5 games, then I'm kind of more like, let's just stick with the 65 rule. But 63 to 65, it's kind of splitting hairs for me. But especially for legitimate situations, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna punish somebody because they had a child and they want to go see their kid. I mean, give birth to their child, or something happens in your family, or
but he had an injury as well.
Right.
yeah, he did. But that also, but just the simple fact of certain things like that. Let's just imagine if he just only had the injury, he wouldn't have missed more than 65 games. Giving him a little slack for certain circumstances, substantial things, and it's not really like he missed a whole 10 games or something. He's trying to get an award. He missed literally 60? Was it 63? Something like that.
Yeah, it was close to the 65 threshold.
I'm okay with the little that type of, if they want to appeal it. But if you'd have missed 5 games off of it, we ain't gonna even do that.
Well, go ahead, Gary.
Well, I mean, teams are cautious about their players' health, and they should be because they've got a big investment in them. And a lot of times it's not even the player's decision on whether or not he gets in the game. It's the medical staff who determine whether or not he can play. But if he doesn't play 65 games and he doesn't receive those postseason accolades, that affects him alone. It doesn't affect that staff that doesn't really have a dog in that hunt, if you want to say it. And I mean, I think it really conflicts with The league's push to have players play longer. If we're making them play a full, making them play, how should I say this? They're forcing them to play in order to receive these postseason accolades and get their bonuses basically.
Yeah.
And I mean, and who's to say if somebody plays like Luka plays 63 games and they're 63 solid games, but you
Yeah.
got some other guy who played 72 games but maybe only played 12 to 15 minutes a game, How does that guy qualify for postseason awards? But, somebody who missed it because of a kid or an injury, like the guy with the collapsed lung. I mean, yeah, there's I don't think I agree. I don't think it should be a specific number. I think they have to take into account like a case by case basis, and the player's impact on his team should be the reason. And I think you can have a tremendous impact on your team over the course of 50 games,
Hmm.
more than someone who maybe had a lesser impact over 70 games.
That's fair. I think for me, what it was like um, Anthony Edwards didn't, his wasn't overturned from his knee injury, but he doesn't have a history of resting. Like he doesn't have a history. Like when you look at his career, he generally plays 70 plus
Yeah,
games, right?
Yeah.
right.
So doesn't that count? Like, can't we look at the history and be like,
Yeah.
okay, this is a legitimate injury. I think he played like 62 or 63 games this year. Previously, he's never been one of the players that sits out or rest or whatever. Can't we take that into consideration? And I think that was where I had the issue, right? Because I feel like,
Well, an
go ahead.
interesting point. I think Tyrese Halliburton should be considered for MVP this year, even though he didn't play a single game. Because look, last year they were in the NBA Finals, and this
Yeah.
year they're like 19 and 63 or something like that. So maybe he's the most valuable player because he's not playing for his team this year, and they are just terrible without one guy.
Yeah, I mean that's a fair argument. I like in terms of I understand the logic of that. Um but we I mean obviously it's a rule for who's played this season, right? And
Hmm.
yes, that is
Sure.
what you're saying is very valid, but if I feel like if we're going to have the rule in place, maybe I've seen the idea of using minutes played, right?
Sure.
Like in
That
terms
sounds
of,
pretty
Yeah.
solid.
like when you're looking at the amount of minutes that Luka has played versus Amba, it's like 300 more minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
Like, so when you take those things into account, also we got to look at situations like I think Cade Cunningham actually he played in 64 games, but they gave him they said it was only 63 because he got injured 5 minutes into that game.
Oh,
But
so it wasn't an official
Uh,
game.
yeah.
right,
That's
I mean, he still was in the game because
yeah.
exactly,
the
He
right.
problem
got
with that,
injured.
see, the
Yeah.
problem with that would be like Miles Bridges. I mean, not Mikael Bridges. He's
Mikael
never missed
Bridges.
an NBA game. They keep giving him the streak. Now he played one. I know he played it.
There
Of
was two
course,
games this season where he went in for like 40 seconds.
yeah. I know one time I seen one season where he only came in just to start for like 3 minutes, and then they took him out the game. It
Right.
counts. So if that's going to count, whether Cade Cunningham
Exactly.
gets injured in 5 minutes or not, he still technically played in the game.
Play. Yeah.
Because you can't continue a streak of like never missed a game,
They have
and
to
you
do
only play.
something about that.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you're gonna try to penalize somebody else for getting injured with 5 minutes into the game. But if he wasn't literally in the game, he would have never got injured, right? But because he was
Exactly.
playing, he got injured playing. So
Right.
therefore, you need to credit him that game. That's that
Yeah.
they should have
I
he should have
agree.
been at 64. So it's
I
just
agree.
like you can't I don't think that's fair. You know what I'm saying? You can't pick and choose when you want to give somebody a notch and
Credit
when
for
you
the
don't want
game.
to give him a
Yeah.
notch.
When you don't exactly.
If he stepped
Yeah.
on the floor and he put some kind of minutes on the floor when the clock was
Hmm.
running,
Yeah.
Yep.
guess he literally played in the game.
That's
It
the
don't
game.
matter if
Yeah.
it was
He
one
played in
minute,
the
two
game.
minute, 30 seconds. You played in the game because they logged those 30 seconds into the box score. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And as far
Yeah.
as I know, I mean, baseball, they have officially recorded games after the fifth inning or whatever.
Yeah.
I've
Okay.
never
Yeah.
heard of anything like that for basketball.
I've
Basketball.
never,
Right.
Yeah.
I've never
But
heard of
yeah,
that.
to
Well.
your
That's
to
weird.
your point, I mean, if you play 5 minutes and it's officially giving you a recorded game for the purposes of your streak, why is that any different than you playing 5 games and getting
e-
injured and it not being
Exactly.
counted as a game? Yeah, that
Right.
doesn't
Yeah.
something
And
doesn't smell right. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. So like
that's
those
wrong.
things I struggle is consistency issues right
Yeah.
there.
There
Those
you
things
go.
I kind of struggle with.
It
Like
sounds like a
Okay.
pick and choose type ordeal. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
yeah.
Yeah, definitely pick and choose what you want to be and what you don't want to be. But like you said though, I mean, to me, I think some situations can be looked at if they want to appeal it. But I feel like it has to go through an appeal process. If they want
Yeah.
Sure.
to, if a player wants to appeal it, okay, it goes through appeal process. If they say okay, we'll allow it, it's good. If they
Cool.
say no, then no. I mean, it is what it
It,
is.
it's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
yeah yeah
You
Exactly.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? These
yeah
are the rules, but I do feel like you should at least have some. If you want to have some leeway, it's cool. 63. Let 63 be the major cutoff, or you
yeah
Yeah.
could do it like that. Okay, well, you have to. We'll allow you 2 games. You know what I'm saying? Like but you got to hit between 63 and 65. That's it.
yeah.
Anything less than that, sorry. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
yeah you
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
yeah that's fair. I'd be cool with that as long as you put that implement that into it
Mm-hmm.
and say, hey, you can do the appeal process if you're in between this window based on the circumstances, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fine. Um, it and I think my big issue is to like, granted, Gary, I totally agree. Like, it's we talk about the past and the players that would play all the games, right? And but the owners today want to protect their asset. They want to protect the players from further injury or whatever it may be, right?
Sure. Sure.
Um, with that said, I do take issue um with the players today resting so much and
Yeah.
complaining.
Yeah.
You
No.
know,
No doubt. Yeah. No doubt. I think the the spirit of
I don't know
this
what happened.
rule. The, yeah. You're back, man. Yeah. I think the spirit of the rule was in response to the load management issues that we were seeing,
yes,
where so they're like, okay, if you want to sit your guys, here's the limit now,
yeah,
and you know, but you also have to take into consideration that if your guy does sit for 10 games just because of load management, and then he's injured for 10 games because of a legit injury, you're only hurting your own guy. So
Yep.
you have to really think hard now
yeah.
about. And I like that. I'm like you,
I
Will.
do too. Yeah,
I think if the player's healthy, he should be playing.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think I don't like load management. I especially with the way the games are staggered more than they used to be, the way the
hmm
schedules are with the travel and stuff, so that the players have more opportunity to rest in between games and stuff,
right,
and the amenities and
Mm-hmm.
the way they travel is far better than it used to be. I mean,
right.
there's so many reasons why they shouldn't be just skipping games because
Yeah. I
they
mean,
were, you know,
they
Yeah,
literally
yeah,
set up the
and
schedules to
and
do
you
to.
know, I get it. People will
exactly.
say, people will say, well, the players now, they do so much, and the star players play so many minutes. I mean, Jordan played 82 games, quite a bit, and you
Yeah,
got
that's
to think,
seven
you got to
years.
get into in the 90s when he was playing those 80 81. He played 80 81 games. He was also going to the championship,
Oh yeah,
and winning.
Yep.
So that add that many more
yeah.
games
Add at least 16 games to that.
to that. Exactly.
Right.
So
That's
when
100
we
games a season. Yeah.
Yeah.
right. So when you think about that and think about the minutes he was playing a game, and he gave us what, 14, 15 NBA seasons? Like
Yep.
full, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
Hmm.
and so that's not a valid excuse to me that the Stars play so many more minutes. It's not
Yeah.
valid, especially when you'll tell me that the technology and we have so many more things now to make the players better, right?
Yeah.
Um, I guess
And
one could argue that is the talent pool maybe today wider just because it's a bigger game than it was 40 years ago.
mm, I don't think so. I don't think it has any.
I
I don't
think
think it
if
has
that were
anything
the
to do with
case,
that.
we'd have more rounds in the draft.
You
Well,
remember we used to
Yeah.
have a bunch of
okay,
rounds in the
so that's
draft.
Yeah.
valid. Yeah,
You say
that's
there's,
valid.
I mean, there's the same number of players
Can y'all
on
hear
a
me?
team. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean there is, but like when we say talent, are we when we say that the players today are more talented, are we just talking about from a global standpoint,
You
or are
know,
we just
that's a,
is that just something said to argue the errors? That's the argument. The players today are better than the players of yesterday, and that's more of the argument for
Well,
LeBron versus Jordan, I guess.
I think there's legit argument to that because you have more, it's a more diverse NBA now. You didn't have a Jokic, you didn't have a Kukoc. I mean, or a Kukoc, you had Kukoc, but you didn't have as many international players that are that
just
are out there now. It's kind of like when before baseball integrated, and
Yeah,
every player was white. You
yeah,
you didn't you didn't really have all of the good players in baseball because half of them weren't allowed to play.
yeah,
So now we've got just a bigger pool of talent to choose from. So you'd think there would be, a better product out there.
yeah.
But, I as I say that, I'm like, I don't even agree with myself. It's a good segue because
terrible,
that I go
terrible.
back to our conversation in our little text thing and laugh because of just how much. I mean, it was almost like you were watching a car crash because you couldn't look away. You were like, I can't believe that they're calling this basketball. You
Yeah.
know, because that's what we used to do. Just chuck threes when I was
Yeah,
playing back in the day, or you try and dunk, knowing well you can't dunk. I
yeah,
mean,
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
you
that
know,
was
uh,
a that was a
yeah.
terrible brand
Just
of
running up
basketball
and
the other
down
day.
and just passing to the open
it,
person, and the open person just shoots it.
it reminds me of that movie Along Came Polly, where
Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
bestseller and his friends,
Raining
and he
threes. Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. He's just
It's
raining
almost
threes. Yeah.
the
Yes.
but
Yes.
then to the at the end of the text we were talking about how he drove the paint, ball did, and made that bucket,
Yeah.
and then they played good defense to block the last shot.
Shot. Yeah.
So they literally played well for the last 10 seconds of the game.
Game.
And
Yeah.
that proved to be what won it. And you're like, wow, what would have happened?
Yeah.
And in total contrast, I watched the Oklahoma City game today,
Mm-hmm.
and you see crisp ball movement, and you see, folks in the paint and rebounding and passing it two or three times, before someone takes a shot. And I'm like, this is why your team is in the playing game and this other team's the number one seed. And I,
Just slowly take the ball up, hold it for all the time, and then just make a terrible.
Instead of a half court shot.
Bro, like, why would you throw? And it was like a sidestep 3-point
It
shot.
wasn't
Would
even.
you
It wasn't even
only
a
He
good.
wasn't
like?
even.
Yeah.
He wasn't even
And
squared up to the
it's
rim, man.
this what doesn't make sense. It's a tied ball game. Why
Yeah.
are you shooting a 3?
Yeah, you didn't even.
Exactly.
It
Go
wasn't
to
you.
the rim.
And try to get fouled. Try to draw a foul.
And
Exactly.
you shoot
Exactly.
92% from the free throw line.
Yeah.
But you're gonna take a bad sidestep 3-point. You killed
He thinks he's
7
Steph Curry, man.
Yeah,
you killed
yeah,
10 seconds off the clock to shoot that poor old 3-point shot. That
yeah.
doesn't make any. That's the
Bad
mentality
basketball
of.
IQ.
But
That was a
you know,
great example of today's basketball.
exactly.
Though.
And the problem with it is analytics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Analytics says take the 3 over the 2. I would have been, as a coach, I would have been all through Tyler Hero's butt, bro. Like,
Yes.
you shot a 3-pointer when you could have made it
He would
easier
have
on
been
yourself.
sitting
A
over.
pull-up
Yeah.
jumper. I would have took a pull-up jump shot in the paint over you trying to do a sidestepping 3-point shot. That makes no
Well,
sense.
my
A floater
question
or
is,
something.
did Eric Spoelstra draw that up in the huddle?
I don't think he drew anything up. the way,
That's the why? Why
yeah,
didn't he?
the way
He
it
probably just told
looked.
him hold for the last shot.
Just hold the ball and then chuck it from
But
half court.
but even still, that's a bad. Let's say that was what was said.
The bad coach.
Hold for the last shot. That would be. But let's say he said hold for the last shot, right? Your basketball IQ, for me, instantly, I was thinking, I'm not in the NBA, none of that. Instantly, I was thinking, you shoot, you're a good free throw shooter. Get up court, draw the foul. The game is tied. Draw a foul. Get to the line. That was what was on my mind. And when they didn't do that,
Just need to make one free throw.
and when they didn't do that, I was like, what are they doing? What was that?
That's when I instantly text. That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, bro, come on, man. It's like, why are we doing this? This is not how the game is played. And that's what leads me to believe, like, is the game, because let's just be honest. Skill is much more than just what you could do on the court, dribbling physically.
Yeah.
Mentally is a skill. The mentality that you take, the presence of mind to do, that is a skill too, as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Your basketball IQ didn't even kick in on that moment. Like, you had a brain fart. You might as well have been like J.R. Smith in the finals, where he just got the ball and didn't even shoot it. Thought he was, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
It's just like, it doesn't make any sense. And the problem, and that's the problem I had. Everybody's thinking it's either 3 or nothing, and that is bad basketball. That is terrible. It's not a good product like that. And like, going back to what you were saying about, is the NBA more skill? I think it's like, when we was talking about, because you couldn't hear me on what I was trying to explain, was the same thing. Like, I think across the board, as far as talent across the world, yes, there is more skill in the NBA when you're talking about a global standpoint, international. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't see this many international players, whether it's Canada or, we got Jokic. We've seen some good players come from overseas, the Petrovics and Stojakovic's and all those players, but we have not seen this much NBA talent from international ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I will say, from that standpoint, yes, but overall, the game is a bad product, if you really ask me, because they all play the same.
The style is bad.
And you literally got to watch certain teams to get better brand of basketball. Like, some of these younger teams or whatever, like your Charlotte Hornets, or I was shocked at Miami, because Miami's never been a real 3-point shooting team. They're usually bully ball to the paint type teams. But when you get certain teams, you think, okay, this is how they should be playing. But these young boys, they just want to shoot threes and drive to the layup or shoot a 3.
Yeah.
And most of the time they drive to try to get a layup, but then they're gonna kick that out to a 3 point line. And it's just like you literally could have probably drew a foul and got to the basket. Some of them pass
Well,
up open shots, open mid range jumpers, wide open. It's like why? Just
everybody. I think what happened was
analytics.
Curry
I was gonna say the same
Curry
thing.
became so efficient at it.
Yeah,
Everybody else thought that they could do it as efficiently.
they wanted to be like
They
Steph,
wanted to
but you
be like
can't.
Steph and Clay. And
Yeah,
I think what happened was it wasn't just Steph. I think it was the fact that Steph and Clay were doing it, the Splash Brothers, right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And that became a system that we saw it win championships, right?
sure,
And we it's it all sports are copycat leagues. And if
sure.
They
you know
copying the wrong cats.
you look at the NFL, so many offenses are run like McVay's offense. You know, you go to the NBA, so many teams kind of went to that, tried to go to that Golden State Warrior style, and everybody just the 3 point thing took off when Steph and Clay made it a thing, right?
Yeah, agreed.
We can all, I think we can all agree that the big man in terms of playing in the paint was gonna kind of, it was fading away already, but the amount of threes comes from Golden State. Now, would we have this same style without them? Probably not to this degree, but I feel like it was kind of changing anyway. They were changing kind of how the big men played, because then you had big men kind of shooting threes. Like, I mean, we could take Victor
I,
Wembanyama. He's probably been shooting a basketball for, you know, since before Steph was raining threes, right? It's 2026. That really became a thing. 16, you know, he probably started shooting threes when he was 8 or 9, right? And he's what, 22 now? 23,
mm,
something like that.
something like that.
Okay. So I feel like either way, the game was going to change a little bit. I think that
Well,
it just Steph and Clay may have changed it, in terms of the amount of threes fired.
well, I kind of want to say I I kind of agree with. I know I will say I agree with Steph and Clay pretty much pioneering it to be what it is. But I think that that thought process of a fast pace shoot that comes from D'Antoni and the Suns.
Oh
Because
yeah,
remember, he was
yeah,
the first one that was kind of like, I want y'all to be shooting the ball
yeah.
that little
And
10 seconds or
and he
less
would do
type
it
of deal.
everywhere he went, whether it be
Yeah. And
Houston
so,
or yeah.
yeah. So, and I don't have the numbers, but the Suns had a lot of, not, you had your Amari Stoudemire's, but if you think about some of the big men that they had, Boris Diaw, uh, you had your Channing Fries.
Hmm.
They were pick and pop type players.
That's
You know what I'm
true.
Sure.
saying? They were jump shooting big men. They weren't in the paint. They weren't 7 foot beasts down in the paint. Like your Shaqs or your old school David Robinsons and Tim Duncans of the world. They weren't those type of players. So D'Antoni kind of ushered in the fast pace, which coincidentally, then you get the positionless basketball that kind of
Yeah.
moved into that. And then who was great for position basketball? The We Believe team in Golden State. Mark
Hmm.
Jack, and then
Right.
Mark
Yeah.
Jackson when he came in, then he got Steph, and they had the small ball lineups and all that stuff. Like before him was Baron Davis and all them boys, but their
Hmm.
tallest
Yeah.
player was Al Harrington. Al Harrington was what you would call one of those pick and pop players too. He could play in
Yeah.
the post, but he was a jump shooting big, but he wasn't a real big.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it was slowly teams were getting more faster, positionless ball was happening a lot more, and then Golden State just
Yeah.
took it. Like when Kerr came in, Mark Jackson kind of gave him that first leeway because he had Steph Curry and all them, and then Kerr just said, "Let it fly."
Yeah,
and they just let it fly.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. That's valid. I think we can look at several. We can look at several things, and all agree that there was pieces in play that were going to make the league what it was, and like you brought up super valid points in terms of that. I think as far as like actual centers go, yeah, you're right. With the Shannon bringing up Shannon Fry, that was and with Golden State, and then with Phoenix
Mhm.
and how they used to run. I can't really. I mean, and other than Dwight Howard, I really can't think of any who the last actual center was that was of that was worth like referring to as a center. Maybe Andrew Bogut.
Bogut, yeah, he was one of them. I would say Bogut.
Yeah,
I would, yeah, really, it wasn't very many
it's
of them like that. I
yeah
mean, that really dominated the paint.
Tank.
Because
Yeah,
when you're talking about centers at that time, like when Dwight Howard was pretty much prominent, you didn't have no real big dominant centers. I mean, you had your Kendrick Perkins of the world, and like they
yeah.
played
He's
a
a
role,
defense.
but they
Yeah,
weren't
he played
no.
a role
He was just
defensively.
defense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, you
He
can't
scored
really
two
sit
points a
there and be
game.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, you can't really be like, oh man, this center was. Because I'm trying to think off the top of my head, most of the scoring people were like a big name, maybe a power forwards, maybe Tim Duncan at the time, but he's kind of a power
he's a
forward
power
center.
forward. Yeah, center.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you know, you're like Kevin Garnett, he was a power forward that
Yeah.
moved to
Exactly.
center. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So you didn't have traditional
Well, Chris
centers that was
Bosh
the.
was,
Chris
He
yeah,
was
that
another
is
power
one.
forward center though.
forwards. Yeah, power forward
So
center.
it's
Yeah,
kind of like
exactly.
even Kevin Love. You know what I'm saying? They were big
Yeah,
men,
Kevin
but they
Love,
were
power
kind of
forward
like
center. Yeah,
power forward centers. You know what I'm saying? They weren't really natural centers. They just could play that position. So you really just thinking about it, there hasn't been any dominant big men since like Dwight Howard. I mean, now you could probably say Jokic didn't start out like that, but Jokic wasn't like he is now. You know what I'm saying? And he's kind of a tweener because he could shoot the three. He don't look for it, but he can shoot the three and he can play in the post. So he's the closest thing to a traditional center. Him and Embiid, a healthy Embiid. They're the closest
Yeah.
things to your
Indeed.
old school traditional centers. I mean, you got your
What about
Vukic's of the
Towns?
world.
Yeah.
you can say Carl
But
Anthony
see,
Towns, but
I
he
want to,
he
but he
doesn't
shoots
play
too
in the
many threes too.
yeah he
He
doesn't
don't
play
get
in the
big
What?
as he
paint
wants to.
like
I'd see that. I
Well,
saw glimpses of Patrick Ewing in the other game though, when he was
yeah,
being aggressive and
yeah. See,
stuff.
he can do it. That's the thing. He
Yeah, that's
can
what I'm
do it.
saying. Yeah.
But sometimes he
Hmm.
settles too much for that 3 point shot.
yeah. I look at OG
I would
Ananobi
say I
more.
would say he ain't I would say another one, Anthony Davis, but
Yeah.
he's he
Yeah,
likes to play power forward.
he likes
You
to.
know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he doesn't like being a
Yeah,
center.
he don't like being a center. DeMarcus Cousins is probably the last really. He forgot about DeMarcus Cousins. He was
But
another one.
Demarcus Cousins would
He
shoot
just
some threes too, though.
that wasn't until a little later though.
That's
When he
true.
first came in the league, he was paint a paint
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
You
He
know what I'm
came out of
saying? Like
college
he really
yeah,
was
that's true.
a
in
dominant big in the paint.
Sacramento. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Just like on Towns. Towns was kind of like one of those in the paint people when he first came in the league, and then he could shoot the ball, so that's what he started to do. So yeah, it's hard to say. There ain't no more traditional centers anymore.
no, that's gone, man. That's a that art there, man.
I
We
would
we
love to
lost.
see somebody bring it back. I would love to see them actually bring it back.
Yeah.
Social media is the problem with that, though, man. It just doesn't. You know, I like
Well,
no knock to Wimby, but I mean, Wimby is when you're that tall and that long, but you got a little bit, you got some handles and you can shoot. What are the tall guys gonna do, man? The guys that are supposed to be the centers, what are they gonna do?
That's
Try to
true.
be Wimby.
Unfortunately, but everybody
yeah.
can't. The problem is everybody can't be wimpy. Those are one on
Right.
ones. You
But
know what I'm saying? That's the
Yeah.
problem with the
everybody
league.
can't be Curry,
They
but they
are,
try
yeah,
to.
they
Exactly.
are. That's what I'm saying. That's the problem with the league.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to be something that you're not. You're not that person. You're
Yeah.
not Curry. I don't care what anybody say. You ain't shooting like him. You know what I'm saying?
Well.
Like
Mhm.
even Klay Thompson. You're not Klay Thompson. Stop it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a difference between a shooter and a person that's a scorer. Like James Harden, we know he can hit the three. I'm not classifying James Harden as a 3-point shooter. I don't even see him in 3-point contests, but he gonna shoot up a bunch of 3-pointers. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But James Harden, the only people that can shoot like kind of somewhere in the realm of Curry-ish, Dame Lillard. We seen Dame shoot half court shots like it was like a layup. You know what I'm saying? We seen that happen. Trey
yeah.
Young, we seen him do it. That's 3 out of thousands
Yeah.
of players
200.
in the league.
Yeah.
And
Trey
you know what I'm saying?
Trey Young fires a lot of shots though. Trey
That's
Young
true.
is
He's not efficient.
yeah, he's
Not
not a
that
fit.
efficient.
Trey Young is very much like Allen Iverson in
I was
terms
gonna
of
say
a bunch of
Stephon Marbury. Yeah.
volume shooting and the points you get out of the volume shooting. Like
Yeah. Yeah. If you're
He
20 out
he
of 80 and
he's
yeah,
you're still
yeah,
getting
but
40
Trey Young
points.
never really. Trey Young's a scoring, but he's not really a tradition. I don't really consider him a traditional scorer because Trey Young's one of them ones that I can volume shoot, but I can
yeah.
also give you
Right.
15 assists in this game.
Well, he's got to get
You
hot.
know what I'm saying? He's gonna get
Trey Young has to get in
yeah.
one of
He's a
those
streaky.
streaks.
He's kind of a streaky shooter, but he can shoot
Yeah,
the rock. I'm just saying,
Sure.
like when you talk about people that you done seen shoot from half court, you done seen Trey Young just kill people shooting deep. I've seen him do it, but he's not Dame or Steph because only Dame and Steph I seen actually do it at a high clip. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And even Dame can be streaky when he want at times, but I see him more efficient than Trey Young. Trey Young, he can do both. He gonna give you 20 something points and he can give you 15 assists in the game. Like
yeah.
we've seen him
It's
do it.
well, it's all in who you play for. Like I talked about this, and I dropped a video, a short clip on this, right? And I talked about this. It all depends on what the roster looks like. Like for me, what
Mm-hmm.
type of coach are you for? And I said this the other day because that game that Golden State had, and Draymond put the clamps on Kawhi Leonard in that game. And I said, this is why I take Draymond Green over Kenyon Martin. It is because Draymond can cover every position on the court. He understands basketball IQ, distributing the ball. He understands spacing, how to get people open, all of those things, right? And so, do you want, I say all that to say, do you want the streaky shooter or the person who can? I'm a traditional point guard kind of guy.
Yeah, me
Give me
too.
the guy to distribute. Give me Chris Paul. That's the
Yeah,
point guard I want,
yeah.
right? And that's even something that's going away. Everybody wants to just shoot the ball. Everybody,
That's
like
the game. Yeah.
yeah, everybody just the last night I was in as much crap as I talk about LeBron. What do you have? 13 assists? Did you see the passes he
Oh,
was making last night?
yeah. 10 at halftime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me
But
that
see,
LeBron
we
right now. Did you see the
exactly, and we know that's LeBron's game. That's always been his game.
Sure.
but
You know what I'm saying? So I
yeah.
mean, that's traditional LeBron. When you thinking about it, it's like, yeah, LeBron can score the ball. We know this,
Yeah.
but he's not. That's not his. That's not where he wants to be at. He's trying to get everybody else open, and then when he needs to take over, we know he can do it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like I like that LeBron that's gonna play the whole
Distribute.
all around game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Try
Yeah.
to play the
Sure.
whole all around game. I don't like I'm just gonna play offense today, LeBron, or and that's it, and I ain't playing no defense or anything like that. I want the one that's gonna give effort and do what he does, not stat pad. I wouldn't even consider that a stat pad game. You know what I'm saying? He was playing ball.
Yeah.
They needed
Yeah.
every 13 assists to win this game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Type thing. Like control the game. And I love that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what you want to see in the basketball.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And obviously, well, like I said, it depends on the coaching, but everybody coaching today is pretty much turning into the same style. Like we're seeing the same thing. We have very few far in between. Gary, you brought up a valid point. When you look at OKC, you is actually seeing some defense and seeing distribution of the ball and seeing a better brand of basketball, and that's why they're the 1 seed.
Yeah. Well, we talked about the Warriors and the way they used to pace and space and just they were an all-around team,
Yeah.
like you said, and they were a unicorn because you're never going to have, or there's only, a handful of examples of teams that have a core that they had for all those years,
Years. Yeah.
Yep.
with Thompson and with Draymond. I mean, because Draymond, I mean, as great as he was on defense, like you said, his passing and his vision. I mean, when he was injured, Steph's game suffered
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he didn't.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, so I mean, there's no denying that the bad years that they had were a lot. You could be put a lot on Draymond not, being healthy and stuff, or
Yeah.
maybe being suspended, because of his antics.
Antics.
But yeah, but you
Yeah.
you saw that you saw a little bit of that in Oklahoma City, and they've got some players that that you could almost compare to to who the Warriors have with SGA and with Wallace and with Chet Holmgren.
Yeah.
And
He could be as good as Wemby.
yeah.
Maybe not as good as Wemby, but he could be 1B
Yeah.
to Wemby's 1A and stuff.
Yeah.
I hate to compare anybody to Wemby because he's a unicorn,
Yeah.
but yeah, so they've got the nucleus and they've got the right plan. They got a great coach, so maybe this is the next Warriors team. And it sure looked like it, even though they were playing, an 8 seed,
Yeah.
but yeah, the way they were playing and the way they've been playing this year and last year, I mean, this
Well,
could be another one of those 4 titles in 6 season runs, just like the Warriors
the
had.
crazy thing is they're gonna
Right.
have a top 15 pick because they
Yeah.
acquired the Clippers
Yep.
pick.
Wow.
Yep. The rich get richer, and
Yeah.
Right? That's why Kurt's retiring.
Yeah, that's a good point. I like you said that. I like that you said that. Is he retiring? I probably.
It
maybe we
looks
don't
like,
know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe, I mean, he'd probably be a really good analyst if he hasn't already done it.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what he's looking at. A lighter schedule, get in the booth with Ernie and
Yeah.
Charles and Shaq, who knows,
Yeah. He has definitely been, like he said it himself. Kerr has been one of
Yeah.
those that has Kerr has been one of those that has fallen under just being able to be put in every great position possible.
Oh, right place at the right
Time.
time. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, man, this is
absolutely.
facts. He's
Like
got
Yeah.
it.
he's been coached by Lenny Wilkins when he was in
hmm
Cleveland, coached by Phil
Popovich
Jackson,
Phil Jackson.
and Popovich.
Greg Popovich. He's played with
Hmm.
Michael Jordan, Pippen,
hmm
you know, like
Tim
Tim
Duncan.
Duncan,
hmm
Yep.
just like
He's
Yeah.
been around greats.
and
Yeah.
and and he that team was kind of pre-built for him a little bit already. Mike Jackson already had it built up and ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and I think he
But
knows that. And what I appreciate about is he knows that.
Yeah.
but I will also say this though, and for a long time I was on that. Yeah, he did inherit Mark Jackson's team. You know what I'm saying? We know, but there's something to be said to take over somebody's team. You inherit players, but you
hmm
incorporate your style to them. Because just because you inherit somebody's team, as we've seen happen with Milwaukee over the years,
Oh gosh, yeah,
ever since
that was bad.
Bodenholzer has gone, they've been,
What is happening? Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? They had Adrian Griffin,
Trash.
who I would have thought y'all should have kept because he was doing a good job.
That
Y'all
for
got rid
whatever
of him
reason
for
they
Doc
fired him.
Rivers,
For whatever reason, he just
and then Doc comes in,
disappeared.
and
Yeah.
y'all ain't did nothing good since then. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So it's kind of like,
yeah.
yes, inheriting a team does not automatically say you're going to win, though.
Mhm.
Mark Jackson set
Yeah.
him up for a good team, but Curry put his
He
spin
couldn't
on
win
it,
with them. Yeah.
and
Hmm.
Curry made him a championship team.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, like
So
I want to agree.
it's definitely something to be said about how he coached versus just like, oh, we can always
Oh,
say that,
sure.
but at the end of the day, let's give props where props is due. You still have to put in the work.
Now,
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm
now
saying?
with
You had to
that,
incorporate your own style.
now with that said, if you are the head coach of an NBA team and you have won a championship as a head coach, does that make you
Hmm.
a good coach? Because
I,
the reason I say is because every year Doc Rivers becomes a little bit more overrated. Overrated.
I don't think Doc is overrated. And this is why. So we seen what he did in Boston. Yeah, he
That's what
won a
I'm.
championship.
But
He had
look
Hall of
who.
Famers.
Well, I'm putting it together. Who
But
was on the Boston team?
but wait now. Wait. What did he do in LA? The Clippers. He put together a strong, and they went deep into playoffs a couple times. Now he was a victim of a lot of bad luck there. Chris Paul gets injured, Blake Griffin's injured, DeAndre Jordan's injured, my star players are often injured. He goes to Philly. He gets them further than they ever gone. Guess what? James Harden stopped playing, didn't want to play no more. We seen him just quit. You know what I'm saying? Ben Simmons can't. He passing up ball. He passing the ball out against Trey Young. So it's like, bro, like there's only so much you could really do. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, he can't do everything. I don't call Doc overrated because when I'm looking at, yeah, we can look at his Bucks years and those are terrible. He should have never been the Bucks coach at all. But if I'm looking at the Clippers, they've been further than they ever been before with Doc as their coach. They went to a conference, almost, well, they go to a conference finals close to it.
Who? Philly?
And no, the Clippers.
Clippers? Oh
When
yeah,
Doc was with Clippers,
yeah.
but he's always played without his star players in the playoffs. All the time, somebody's getting injured. Every single time I'm watching him, he lost Embiid in one of the series. He lost Ben Simmons and he
Well,
wasn't injured.
well.
And then James Harden, they were literally one game. They were literally up like what 4-2 against Boston or something like that in that playoff series, and we seen nothing of James Harden the rest of the series.
yeah. He disappeared.
Is that more? Well, James Harden, we know that's what he does. Well, that's not a
Exactly.
yeah.
That's
That's
not
a
a Doc thing.
that's a James
Yeah.
Harden thing. All right. So
Hmm.
historically, that's what happens. I
So you
think
can't knock him for that.
yeah, but
Can you lock him for the Clippers?
you can't
We
for the
see what the
Clippers. But
we see what the Clippers
he
even
doesn't
become
he
even
doesn't
after
get
that.
no he doesn't get a pass for me for Philly because you were the
Why not?
coach that was gonna no because you were the coach that was gonna get James Harden to play in the playoffs and you didn't. Well,
James
I'm
Harden
not saying he's
doesn't
bad,
play in the playoffs. Period.
but no
So
no
you can't even.
but
James Harden did the same thing in Houston
here
with multiple coaches. This is James Harden. You can't
here
teach an old dog new tricks,
here's
and
my
he ain't want to learn nothing new.
here's my point though. This is what I'm saying though. My thing is we are not. What I'm saying is Doc's overrated. Doesn't mean that he's not a good coach, but it was believed that Doc was going to be the coach that was going to get James Harden to not be that player that he had been, and he didn't. That's where I'm at.
Well, the problem with that, let me just go ahead and let's get deeper into that. First of all, James Harden didn't want to play because guess what? Daryl Mooney promised him something that he wasn't going to get. That's why the reason why James Harden left after that season too. So already he tapped out. So that was already a mental.
That's fair.
You cannot make a player anything that they don't want to be.
That's fair.
And I'm not going to put that much pressure on this coach to say you're going to be the one to do this for a player that if he decides I'm mad at ownership,
but they did.
I'm going to take a left turn. But I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not blaming Doc for that because Doc is just playing with whatever his roster is.
Yeah.
You're given what you're given. He did the same. Ben Simmons decided he didn't want to play. He won't shoot a shot. He won't do anything. Ben Simmons robbed the NBA of millions of dollars. That's what we saw.
Yeah. I think the Sixers. I agree with Adrian.
And
I think that there was so much that Doc Rivers couldn't control with that Sixers team. I mean, with we all know what James Harden can and can't do, and it's mainly what he how he feels.
Yeah.
And I mean, God, and Simmons.
We just sit here watching.
What
James
a
Harden
disappointment! Yeah.
We just sit here watching
Simmons.
James Harden now switch another team for what?
He got traded.
Come on. James Harden wants to get traded. He gets traded.
Come on now. Really? You gonna play that? He got traded.
It just wasn't as public
he got
this
traded
time.
To Philly too.
You're right, Gary. It wasn't as public. It wasn't as public. Yeah, I got. Yeah.
But so it's like I don't call Doc overrated. He's where he's supposed to be at. Now I'm not gonna sit here and be like, is he the greatest coach? No, he's not.
That's it. I don't know how to rate him. Yeah.
He's not the greatest coach. He's a good coach.
Exactly.
He's a good coach. That's it.
Sure.
Overrated? No. I've seen overrated coaches. We've seen that. Like we could sit here and be like, is Tyronn Lue overrated? He ain't won the championship since LeBron, but he's a great coach. It's like
Mike Brown is that another one?
I would still give them Tom Thibodeau.
Well, even Spoelstra.
Tom Thibodeau is a great coach.
You know what?
Don't get me started with Eric Spoelstra, man.
Y'all bringing up some great names. Eric Spoelstra might be
Mike Malone.
Malone.
They did him dirty. He never should have got rid of him.
Let me tell you, the Malone,
excuse me, sorry, y'all.
The atmosphere that they had built was so toxic between him and the GM that they were like, you both got to go.
Yeah.
I mean, they did fire the GM at the same time too. Yeah.
So they're like, no, this is bad.
Yeah.
They said we're cleaning house. So
I
love Mike Malone.
I would have chose Mike Malone over the GM because
I like him as a person. Yeah. He was a good coach. But
he's coaching my
how do you rate him? Yeah. I was gonna say I like that he's in my neck of the woods now. I definitely want to go see him coach.
Yeah,
it's really hard to sit here and say certain coaches are overrated when you are literally a product of your own environment. You can only control what you get. Now,
especially in basketball.
Are they
true, Gary?
They ain't on no Phil Jackson, Red Auerbach, or none of those levels that you're talking about. No. But they're good for what they can do. Like you can sit here and say,
you think Pat Riley's an all-time great?
Yes.
Do you?
I'm gonna tell you why.
Because you're a Lakers
fan.
No. That's not the reason. That's not the reason.
Look what he inherited.
What has he done after that?
Kareem and Magic Johnson. Come on.
But what has he done after that? Like, what other championship has he won after he left LA?
Well, he went on to Miami.
Yeah.
But he inherited Stan Van Gundy.
He was also the Knicks coach. Wasn't he the Knicks
coach?
He was the Knicks
coach. Yes, he was the Knicks coach, and he did good with the Knicks too.
Okay. He did good.
Yeah, he did good with the Knicks.
But he didn't have Magic, and he didn't have Kareem.
What? You're putting him in the same category as somebody like Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers, Doc Rivers went from Orlando.
Let me explain. Am I going to get a chance to explain? You asked me the question.
Let me finish. Let me finish first.
Okay.
Doc Rivers went from Orlando. He gets to Boston. They end up. He was with Boston a year and a half or something like that. They win a championship. They go back to another championship. They lose. Then he leaves from there. He goes to a Clippers team that ain't won nothing since Lord knows when. They end up becoming a playoff team literally almost every year he was there. Literally. He goes from there, he goes to another team, they're a playoff team, and there's another team. They go now he's going on the downhill. Pat Riley won all of his championships with the Lakers. He goes to the Knicks. He goes to the finals. They never win again. They only went once. He just made strong playoff pushes all for all those years. He goes to Miami, strong playoff pushes. They never win. He only won with the first team that he inherited, LA. So you saying Pat Riley is a great coach, but then you're knocking Doc Rivers. Explain.
Again, I just said he was overrated based on what the large majority say. I didn't say he wasn't a good coach.
See, we can't go off what the majority say because social media is
because I don't know.
That's that social media.
Well, who's gonna?
I want to know where the rating scheme is because I saw this one post the other day where they did a Mount Rushmore of NBA coaches and Eric Spoelstra was on that mountain. And I'm
Eric Spoelstra definitely should not be on there.
Exactly.
He should not be on there.
So when you're talking about overrated, who are we basing the ratings on?
That's fair. Now let me make my argument for what I mean. Like, just hear me out, right? When I say Doc Rivers in terms of overrated, right? Like, I like Gary, you brought it. Where's the rating scheme, right? But I get it. Where's the rating thing at? But what I'm saying is he's just always regarded as, after the Boston thing and after the Clipper thing, it was regarded like, if he coaches your team, you got a good chance of winning the championship. Right. And we haven't seen none of that since Boston. Is he a good coach? Yeah. But at this point, we got to stop pretending, or they have to stop pretending that if he coaches your team, you got a good chance of winning the championship. Go ahead.
I was going to say, to be honest with you, if you really think about it, you do.
He hasn't shown it since Boston.
No, but you got to remember, he took a sorry Clippers team, unproven for anything. They went on deep playoffs.
Why can't do it with the Bucks?
Because the Bucks is trash. I wouldn't want the Bucks job.
You can't. Yeah, you can't use the Bucks as an example because Giannis fell off a cliff, man. Yeah.
And then they dismantled their team because you should have never got rid of Drew Holiday. You should have never got rid of your assets that you had.
Agreed.
Just to try to build a super team. So they were busted before he even got there.
And my argument for Pat Riley is, Pat Riley, let's not pretend we weren't watching him turn Magic and just make Magic bigger and make Magic that star. Like, Magic had that in him. He was gonna be a star either way, but I feel like Pat Riley was able to construct what we call the Showtime Lakers. Like, Pat Riley was the engineer behind that. So he's part of changing. You know what I mean? He's part of.
Well, how much of that was Paul Westphal though?
That's fair, but I think that's a good question, Gary. That's a really good question.
It's a great argument, but what has he done after that?
I mean, he was
went to one title, one more. He went to one more championship. His rest of his career as a coach. It's kind of like you inherited something good. If we look at Doc Rivers, he went to 2 championships with Boston. And after that, he ain't did nothing else. I mean, we're just putting it in the same part. When you got Hall of Famers that actually know how to play the game really good, it make you look real good. The only person look at Phil Jackson.
We're not. When you say Hall of Famers, when you inherit Hall of Famers,
that are really good. He had 3 Hall of Famers on his team.
Elaborate, really because they weren't Hall of Famers yet. They were
who? Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen.
Only Paul Pierce. You're talking about Doc Rivers. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm talking about Doc Rivers.
I thought you were talking about
those
Pat
Hall of Famers. I mean, they were about to be in the making. We already knew.
Well, Kareem was a Hall of Famer.
Kareem was definitely a Hall of Famer.
Kareem was a Hall of Famer. That was it. That was the only one you had on there. Pat Riley is responsible for them other ones becoming Hall of Famers as he
Magic, I feel
coached
like
them.
Magic was probably going to be a Hall of Famer regardless because that boy's bad.
Yeah,
Period.
yeah.
I do,
I
like
don't think
I,
Pat Riley's the reason that
I don't
Magic Johnson's a
disagree,
Hall of
and
Famer.
that's why I said Magic was gonna be who Magic was regardless. But in
Yeah,
terms
and then
of
you got
this,
your James Worthies and stuff like that. Yeah, they were really good players. But I see what your point is. You know what I'm
yeah,
I
saying?
think, yeah.
But you had literally one of the most dominant centers ever to play the basketball game too
that's
in
true. That's
career.
Yeah.
true.
That's
But
just
he was
like
older.
Phil
He was
Jackson.
older.
That's just like Phil Jackson inheriting Shaq. It was just bound that you just needed one more piece to make that something different, something
Hmm.
Now let me
crazy.
ask you this. Let me ask you this. If the Lakers and Phil Jackson, when he went to the Lakers, if that team never got Shaq, would they have won a championship?
I
I
mean,
think they probably
they,
would have won one or two.
they
Not that
won
team
with,
specifically, but of course we seen them win. We seen them
they
win
had to
without
get
Shaq eventually,
Gasol,
but he
yeah.
needed Gasol.
Hmm.
So
Right.
if you count out those years, he still has two. Two was it two that y'all won after that? Yeah,
Yeah.
two.
Hmm.
So you still might got two out of it. You know what I'm saying? If you continued on with the rest of the years and took away Shaq, you
Yeah.
still get two out of it.
And no,
I
that's
feel like
not.
Kobe still would have
I,
won two at least.
I think Shaq would have won 3 titles during that span, whoever he was playing with, because he was that dominant back then.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
kind of why I'm
he
asking.
got beat by the Rockets, you know, in that one. But I think, yeah, I've never seen anyone dominate the league like
Well,
Shaq
as
did
much as I
during
want to
that time.
say it's a possibility because I mean, but he really needed something that was going to be like your Kobe.
Well,
He needed
I
that
think
like
that's
kind
what
of
Penny
like
was.
yeah, that's what Penny was. I feel like
Yeah,
he would
Penny
have
Right.
Hardaway. Yeah, Anthony Hardaway.
If he would have
yeah.
stayed in Orlando, he
I
would have
feel
won
like
a
they would have
couple
won a
league
couple
It
titles
was
in,
the
with
in
Penny.
same way
Orlando.
when
That's what
he
I'm
went to
saying. Yeah.
Miami. He had
D Wade.
Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
needed somebody else there. Now, not to say
Sure.
that he probably couldn't have won in LA. He probably still could have. He had the
Sure.
pieces. You had like a Eddie
Sure.
Jones. Eddie Jones
Hmm.
was a nice solid player. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But
Yeah.
did he have that person that still had that dog in him that he needed? Because if you look at every other him being Batman, his
Every
Robin
other Robin.
wasn't
Yeah.
really a
Hmm.
Robin. That was somebody that had some fire and dog in him.
Yeah,
Anthony Hardaway. You know what I'm saying? Your Kobe Bryant, your
yeah,
Dwayne Wade, they had that dog in them.
Oh yeah.
So you'd be like 1A, 1B type
Oh,
situation,
that's
you know?
interesting. How similar those 3 players are. You
yeah,
know,
yeah. It
Hmm.
as far
is
as their
actually.
Yeah.
that I never even thought about that. But yeah, that's
And even Shaq even says now, like when people want to sit there and talk about like Kobe being his best, he even stops and be like, hold on now, because if Penny wasn't injured,
Yeah,
yeah,
his knees, man.
man, if
yeah.
Penny was not injured, we'd be talking about a whole different story right now. You probably be saying like he might have been one of the greatest.
That's like the Derrick Rose argument and
Yep,
stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Derrick
Or
Rose,
Grant
Grant
Hill.
Hill.
Grant Hill. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I say this, and I've said this. You know, if Grant Hill had a healthy career,
oh man,
we would have he
Ooh.
would be a part of
he would be able to
the
go conversation to
conversation.
me.
He'd be a part of the
As
conversation.
long as he would have won championships, he would have been part of that conversation.
Yeah.
You don't win championships, you kind of almost
Well,
eliminated.
I, but
Hmm.
injuries. It,
but barring injuries, if you look at his stat line, and
that's
this is
what I
Okay.
what people
mean.
Okay.
don't understand. What people don't understand,
He still put up
they
some
talking
numbers.
about
Yeah, he did.
how, in all respect to LeBron, but it wasn't like we ain't seen a small forward come into the league be dominant without a jump shot. Because Grant Hill didn't have the greatest jump shot. You know what I'm saying? He was a slasher for real.
Hmm.
Like, but he put up 25, 8, and 8. And when we see LeBron do it, it's like oh so astronomical. But he put up 25, 8, and 8 easy. He was a minute and he was torching Jordan and the Bulls.
Oh,
Golly, they hated playing
yeah.
him. They couldn't do nothing with him. That
Yeah.
boy is bad, man. Just
Yeah.
like Penny. Nobody could do nothing with him.
Oh
Nobody
yeah.
could do anything with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's,
I
it's
mean,
and I just hate injuries derail so many careers. You talk about some Hall of Fame, like even Penny's still he ain't even in the Hall of Fame yet.
mm-mm,
No.
no.
But we know watching him, that's a Hall of Fame game. bar
Well,
none. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
well,
Well, you look at like Terrell Davis in the NFL, or even going way back to Gale Sayers. Um, their their careers were short because of injuries,
mm-hmm,
but they were so impactful for that short amount of
time.
time
Yeah,
that they're
mm-hmm.
both in the Hall of Fame.
yeah.
And I think the same argument can be said about Hardaway
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I
because
think he needs to.
he was not only just on the court, but in culture too. I
yeah.
mean,
Is he
The
on the
Sprite
ballot this year though?
commercials.
what
I think
is
he's
he?
on the
What
Hall of Fame ballot this year, isn't he?
is he? I'm not sure.
Let's
I'll have
see.
to look
I
that
think
up.
he's up
Let
for
me
it.
look.
Cause I
Well, you
know, but I
remember
mean,
the
when you
little
look at
penny commercials
yeah,
and
when you
Yeah,
stuff?
look
I
Penny,
yeah, when
mean,
Penny,
you're
Penny.
looking at the
Chris Rock used to voice it. Yeah,
when you look at the dominance of that, like even Grant Hill, he
yeah,
didn't have a long he had a long career, but the span of where he was dominant
where he, yeah,
wasn't that long, but he's in the Hall of Fame.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I think Penny needs to be in it. He should
I
be in
think
it.
so.
let me see.
And Grant Hill's one another one. Grant Hill drinks Sprite. Grant
Oh
Hill
yeah,
drinks Sprite. And old boy got hung trying to dunk it. And then they remake it with AE.
yeah,
He's talking about I tried to tell him.
yeah. He's a nominee this year.
Cool.
Yeah, I think Penny
Nominee
needs
for
to be in the
that.
Hall of Fame, man.
I
That
think it's
that
time,
man's a
man.
cultural icon, bro. Like
Yeah,
to this day, you still looking for.
that
I'm still
Magic
to this
team.
day
Oh my
looking for Penny
Oh
God.
yeah,
Hardaway
the
rookie cards.
Orlando Magic.
Oh, I've
Yeah.
got some. Yeah, those are good.
Oh, you got some. You got some
Oh
rookies.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I've
Oh,
got
I
some
got a, I
rookies.
got a few of his rookies too.
yeah.
That boy bad man.
I need.
He was that was such a fun team.
I need a. You know what I would like to get a Grant.
Oh, I got a
Uh,
couple of them.
I have Grant.
I
I'll
I
look.
have
just
a Grant Hill. I just don't have a rookie.
let
I'll
me
look.
let me tell you. Go on eBay.
Yeah, I know.
Type in Grant Hill rookie.
Yeah,
I can guarantee you about to find a bunch of them under $5 for buy it now.
really.
Some good copies. Yeah, I got
Yeah,
a couple of them. Some
I'm gonna
good
have to
copies.
pluck
Yeah,
one. I'm gonna have to pluck.
he's cheap. Like if you really think about it, he's cheap. Like Kobe's the only one that you ain't going. Kobe, Jordan, anybody else from the '80s,
Yeah,
you can forget about trying to grab their rookies. That's ridiculous.
yeah.
But you can get
Yeah, well, yeah,
if you
yeah.
go to if you want a Shaq rookie, go to Trademarks Cards and look in
I
the
got a
little
shot.
drawer. Look at the little
Yeah,
drawer bins. They got one for $5.
I got a
I got,
Shaq
yeah, I got
rookie.
a couple Shaq rookies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
got a
got a
few of
Shaq
them.
rookie. I was looking at a Todd Gurley rookie
Oh,
card,
nice.
and
Oh,
the one that I was looking at was $138,
Mm-mm.
and I was like,
Mm.
"What?" It was on eBay. It was
why would anyone pay for that?
I don't
You
know.
ain't right.
Here's the thing, man. Todd Gurley, if not for the injury,
Sure.
Oh
if
man,
if
Todd Gurley would have been.
yeah,
He'd have been a
he
Oh,
beast.
absolutely,
he
no
was.
question.
Here's the thing, man.
But I'm
He,
not paying $138 for his rookie
I'm
card.
not paying $138 for anybody's rookie card.
I
Yeah,
I just plugged.
you,
I
thank
just
you.
purchased a Puka Nakua rookie, and I got it for like $4. So it's a decent card.
Listen,
I don't. I don't buy individual cards. I buy packs and I open them.
Yeah,
that's
And
that
I kind
they
of do that for the fun of ripping.
yeah.
the
Like,
the only the only cards I have that probably were individual is like my Dave Parker collection because I've been collecting him since the early '80s,
Yeah,
and I always tried to, I have a checklist of every card that he ever was made with him on it,
yeah.
and
nice.
so for him, like I've got his rookie and stuff, and got many rookies of Dave Parker. But yeah, that's the one thing that's always, if I see an individual Parker card, I'll get it. But that's the only player,
I
See,
I
my thing
only
I,
is,
go ahead.
I was about to say my thing. I just now got into buying singles because usually I'm just a pack. I like to rip packs
I
because it's
just
the
like
fun
open
of
them.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
fun.
just the
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Yeah,
surprise.
it's fun.
But I started getting into just buying the rookie cards of players, especially the ones I can't buy anymore.
Mm.
Like, because if you're trying to go back and try to buy a 94, 95, 96, 97, if you're trying to get Vince Carter, rookie cards, anything like that, the packs are ridiculous. Like, I've looked up some of them, and a pack of cards costs like $40 for one pack. And I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
there's no way.
Probably
Why would I
nothing
do
even
that
either.
when I just need to go ahead and just go on here and just find a good copy, buy
I
it
can see
like
that.
that?
Yeah.
And that's why I started getting into that because for my personal collection. But
Yeah.
I see that.
outside of that, I
Yeah.
love ripping. Like
Yeah.
I'm chasing Anthony Edwards rookie card right now. So
Cool.
I
Same.
haven't,
I am too.
so I haven't bought singles because I feel like packs are still affordable, like
Yeah.
sixty
They are.
dollars for a whole box or something like that, and I
Hmm.
could
Sure.
just possibly get a brand new one. Nobody scuffed it, hasn't touched anything.
Yeah.
That's why when I showed you that Lamelo ball I just
Hmm.
ripped open a
Sure.
box. It was like $14 box that they had at Trademark,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I never had that. I never seen the product, so I just like, oh, let me get it, and boom, that's what I got, a rookie card of him.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like how I've been doing. I find like that year that I want, and then I'm just gonna try to purchase it
That's
since
cool.
they're
That's
still
cool.
available at a reasonable price. But once they start getting like Topps Chrome, Trademarks has the Topps Chrome.
Yeah.
You want Cooper Flag? I'm not paying $99 for 28 cards. There's
Yeah.
no way I'm doing
Crazy.
that.
Yeah.
You got me. And just for possibly not hitting anything. I'm
Yeah.
not doing it, bro. Like I
Yeah.
looked at it, I was like, man, I've been looking for that ever since I got one Topps Chrome box, hobby box. I mean, not hobby, a hanger box when it first
Yeah.
came out. I have not seen it on shelves lately, and now I want to go and try to get some more. They just shot up to $99 for that. I
Yeah.
said,
Well,
it's
well, for me,
ridiculous.
I got into the whole TikTok auction thing, and they'll have like a solid card,
I've never done that, huh?
and
Cool.
they'll have like I follow like a few people that do it, and they buy those expensive boxes, rip the packs open, and if it's a solid card, they'll put it up there, and the auctions start at $1. You got 7 seconds. They start at $1. I
Hmm.
seen I seen who was it? I can't remember who it was. It was a card today, and it was one of like 15 or something. I was like, that card's gonna
Nice.
go. They're gonna like go up to the 30s on it. I think it stopped at like $27 for that one card. But most of the cards that I've gotten have been like solid cards, and it'll be like $3. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
$2-3 was what I've been. Honestly, like I have an eBay store, and I do sell some stuff on my eBay
Sure.
store, mostly just tools. From
Hmm.
when I do like estate buys and stuff like that. But um, I was like, you know what? Maybe I could sell cards, on my eBay store, Now, as far as the cards that I purchase on eBay, those are cards that I plan on keeping. Like Puka
Yeah.
Nakua, I want
Oh,
that
sure.
card.
Sure.
I'm keeping that card.
Yeah.
The Hardaway, I like that. That was a want, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
The Todd Gurley, that's a want. But I prefer to open the packs. The auction
Yeah.
thing is more of, do I think I can get more money selling it on eBay than I am winning it and
Then
Yeah.
you are buying it.
right.
Yeah.
I understand
That
that.
makes sense.
And I can tell, like I got a Sammy Sosa card for like $4, right? And
Hmm.
on the auction thing. And I could tell probably the people that were watching it, like I'm not saying they weren't familiar with who Sammy Sosa was, but nobody really bid on it. I bid on it, and then another guy bid on it, and then one more person, and there was like 138 people in there, and only three of us bid on it, right? So I'm like, and I'm like, I could probably get like $6 or $7 for this Sammy Sosa card, maybe. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? This particular card. Or maybe I won't. But either way, like I didn't feel I lost a lot spending $3-4 on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Sure. Sure.
That's
Yeah.
what I've
Three,
been
four
kind of
dollars.
yeah.
That's cool.
And
Yeah.
that's what I've been kind of casing myself is like, do I want to try to do an eBay store with these cards? Because some of them I'm PCing some players I just got a bunch of them. Like
Yeah.
I'm not
Like your doubles
literally,
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like I'm literally not really going after LeBron, but I keep getting LeBron cards. So every time I get one,
Mm.
okay, he's done become a
I
PC.
have like
He's not
four
somebody.
LeBron cards.
Yeah, I'm not chasing him. I even got a Bronny James numbered card. I'm not
You
chasing him.
got
I
a
just
Bronny
pulled.
James?
Yeah, matter of fact, I'll pull him right here. Bronny James. Hold on.
Well, that's what I was doing for a while. Was the tops now would come out,
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then they've got some cool cards there. I've
I got
got.
a couple of VJ Edgecombs off the tops now, and
Oh,
Cooper
that's cool.
Flag.
I got two Shador Sanders.
Oh, that's
Nice.
cool.
Yeah.
Where's he at? Hold on. Before we get off, I'm gonna show you.
Well, I got one from when Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton had their first debate.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
I don't
interesting.
know where that is right now, but I thought that was a cool catch.
It's always weird to see they make cards of stuff that has nothing to do with
Yeah,
sports, and I'm just
Yeah.
like,
exact. Well, these are my favorite tops nows, and you've got when LeBron and Bronny had their debut. I thought
Oh,
that was a pretty
yeah, that
cool
is a
one.
pretty cool card. Yeah, I hear you.
That's a tops now.
Yeah.
And then when Tyson and Paul
Paul, yeah,
fought,
yeah. That's a good one. That's cool. Where'd you find that at?
tops now.
Oh, Tops Now? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was a
oh
cool one.
yeah, that's tops now. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. And then my favorite one is
yeah,
when Pope
Oh, the
Leo.
Pope. Yeah. Yeah.
I had to get that
yeah.
one. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. So I got a couple of tops nows too. Well, I got a few on the way, but this is
Cool.
what I pulled out of a pack.
Oh, that Bronny James, yeah.
Oh,
That's
nice.
good.
Yeah.
Ronnie
I think
Yeah.
James
I've
Red
got that
Rookie,
one. Yeah.
and
That's cool.
it's numbered. It's numbered
Oh, wow.
123 to 149, and I don't know if you can see it on the back.
Okay.
It's at a glare,
Yeah.
That's
but
cool.
it's a numbered. I pulled them, and I was just like, well, I mean, I'll
Yeah.
take it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And he could be
Yeah.
something that I might just flip. Sell
Yeah.
it on eBay or something like that.
Yeah.
Some
I, de-
players
I
I just kind of like don't really care. I'm just like if
yeah.
it's something I'm not planning on keeping, I
Yeah.
might just open up a
That
Have you
store and
ever
start
thought
selling
about
cards.
grading them? Getting them
Yes,
graded?
I've
yeah.
been thinking about that.
But see,
I'm just trying to make
sometimes
sure that the maths.
yeah, exactly. Because
Exactly. Yeah.
sometimes it's like, is it worth getting
Is
graded?
it worth
Because the grade might cost more than the card is worth.
than the
Yeah,
card is worth?
exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's yep.
Yeah. So
like the LaMelo ball that I pulled the other day. I'm like, I'm definitely gonna grade this.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just ain't got the funds, but I know a rookie card of him that's numbered to 10. It's got to be worth something.
Yeah. Well, that
Sure.
that
Especially
CD
if it's graded. Yeah.
that
Because
CD
you get
Lamb
the
card, I'm
hmm
yeah.
I'm gonna get it graded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's been my whole thing. Like I used it. This is how I use AI. Like Gemini and
Sure.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'll post the front, back, and like corners of the card, and then I'll post it on there, and I tell them I need you to evaluate or grade this card based upon what you see,
Huh.
and
Yeah.
it will literally go through and scan the card, however it thinks or whatever, and it'll tell you the edges are smooth or I see this, and it notices like light sources and stuff, so it might have incorrect what it's seeing, so you can correct it and be like, well, and post a new picture and be like, this is what that edge looked like that you said is fuzzy, and it'll be like, oh yeah, and then it'll kind of give you a score of what it thinks it will get from PSA or whoever. And I know they got a company called Tag that uses AI to grade cards. There's been a lot of people that love Tag.
Tag.
PSA, of course, is the
Hmm.
big
Well,
thing for
maybe. Yeah.
grading.
Man, that might be the next. That's a cool thought because maybe one day design a kit that lets you grade your cards from home using AI
Right.
and then
hmm
sealing them and everything, and then you won't have to go through the expense and just the tension
Yeah.
that you go through from getting your cards graded and
And that
stuff.
long turnaround.
And yeah, and then
Yes.
you're like, did they get it?
Yeah.
Am I gonna
Exactly.
get
Yeah.
that
You
card back
worry.
ever?
Yeah. Am I gonna get it
Yeah, it's
back?
like
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
you
that's
gotta
that's why you got your CD Lamb. That's such a cool card, and then you're like, if I send this off, am I ever gonna see it again?
Again. Yeah.
yeah
The
yeah.
the only I guess solution to that is actually going to these conventions where they actually grade, at the convention.
Convention. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You got to go to a card show. I want to go to a card show. We were
Well,
supposed to
we
go one
it's
back in February, weren't
yeah.
we?
We were supposed to go to one. I think did I get something happen where I couldn't? I don't
I
remember
went
what it
to
was.
a comic book convention about a month ago,
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
and yeah, all the I don't know if you guys ever watched The Flash
Yes.
Yeah.
on
Yep.
CW.
I remember that. I
Oh,
remember it.
hold on a second. I love that show, and every single member was there.
Nice.
So,
Nice. Wow.
oh, And I didn't know Tom Cavanaugh, who played the Reverse Flash. So I got him to sign this.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
nice. That's
His
cool. That's
Yeah.
daughter
pretty
goes to
dope.
the University of Duke,
Okay.
and then I got Cisco.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that cool? Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
I love the show so much. But yeah,
Yeah.
I went there originally just to hang out with my daughter and her now husband
Yeah.
because I just love hanging out with those two. But yeah, and then I got
Yeah,
Grant
you got it.
That's
Gustafson.
Yep.
awesome. That's
Yeah, that
dope.
is
This is
cool.
like because the guy on John Wesley Shipp, he was the original Flash from the 90s and
Yeah.
stuff, and he played the Flash's dad in the TV show
Yeah.
that just was out. But it was cool because I've always been a DC Flash fan
Yeah.
my whole life, so it was cool seeing all those guys and stuff. But yeah, it was the you actually could go after they signed it,
Hmm.
maybe get a pop or something signed. They had people there who would grade those
The comic book. Oh,
pictures
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
seal them and all that stuff right there on the spot for you for a price and stuff. And they do the same thing at the
Card. Yeah.
sports card
Well,
conventions and stuff. Yeah.
we're Adrian. We're gonna go because they got a couple coming up. I'm gonna look.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
That's what's
yeah.
up.
They got some coming up.
Those
We're gonna
mean.
go. So,
I ain't gonna
um,
be able to buy nothing from nobody, but I come
Well, I
with small
want to, yeah.
pockets.
yeah, I get it.
I'd love to go to the ones they have in New York and stuff. That would be so
Oh
cool.
yeah, for sure. Um, the draft is Thursday
Hmm.
and Friday and Saturday. My birthday is
Mhm.
Thursday, but
Oh,
I'm gonna go
cool.
watch the draft with Adrian. And then
Nice.
Friday, not sure. Thursday, my daughter has a birthday party and my son has prom. I mean, Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. Daughter has a birthday
Nice.
party and my son
Wow.
has prom.
Prom. Holy cow.
So that's gonna be my Saturday. But do we want to record again on Sunday?
Yeah,
I
Sunday's
should
cool
be
for
good.
me.
Yeah, that's cool for
Yeah.
me.
Sunday's probably the best day for me now because, like you, I mean, yeah, Friday's going to be a little busy,
Yeah.
so probably can't happen there. I'm not working, but yeah, Sunday's usually the day that I actually get to just take a breath
Decompress. Yeah.
Yeah.
with all of the
Yeah.
stuff going on in life. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Y'all just make sure you hit
But
me up
yeah.
so I don't forget. But yeah, I'll
Okay.
definitely
So
be here on
what?
Sunday.
So what's your dream card?
My dream card.
Yeah, you said that was going to be the last thing we talked about
My
was
dream card. I have a.
if you go to the sports convention or the sports card convention and it's there, what's the card you want there that you can finally pick up?
You know what I don't have that I would love to have? Any like rookie. There's one particular one, and it's a Ozzie Smith rookie card. He's with the yeah, obviously with the
Padres, yeah.
yeah, obviously with the Padres. Um, and it'd
Yeah,
be any Ozzie Smith rookie card, to be
cool.
honest with you,
Okay,
because
cool.
his for whatever. Well, I get it. His rookie cards kind of go for a little
Stupid
bit,
amount.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, they kind of go for a little bit, man. And I've seen one once, and I'm thinking about going ahead and getting it because it's been like the
cool.
cheapest one that I found. It's like $24.
Oh,
Yeah, so
yeah, you should get it,
yeah,
man.
You
that's
might as
not
That
well
that
buy
bad.
it. That's one
Yeah,
of
that's a
them ones
card
I'm
where
like,
its condition doesn't matter, man.
pull
It's
on that
still
joint.
yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, that's like my dream card because
that's cool.
I have like I just bought that one Ozzie Smith card for like $5, the Cardinals one, and then I had like another one somewhere. I would have to find it,
That's cool.
but
That's cool.
to get to go and get a rookie, when it was with the Padres to get a rookie Ozzie Smith because he's my favorite shortstop ever. Like he's my favorite
Cool.
baseball player ever.
Cool.
Yeah. What
Nice.
about you?
Oh, I'm nostalgic, and when I was 10 years old, maybe, Kmart of all stores came out with this 20th anniversary MVP pack, and
Okay.
it had just like the replica cards
Hmm.
from 1962 until 1982, and it was of every MVP in the American League and every MVP in the National League.
Oh, nice.
And the 1962 American League MVP was Mickey Mantle.
Oh,
And those cars, the 62 tops, they had like this wood grain kind of look to them and stuff.
wood
If
grain.
I don't know if you're familiar, yeah, it looked like it was a wood uh, card,
Okay.
that but yeah, this the 62 tops, and a lot of that is because that was my dad's favorite team
Okay.
when he was growing up, and he used to always talk about Mickey Mantle being his favorite player and stuff.
Hmm.
So yeah, the him or any, I mean, I would love to have a Jackie Robinson card,
That'd be cool. Real cool
I
too.
think,
That'd
Yeah.
be
yeah,
real cool
or
too.
even Willie Mays, Hank Aaron,
Hank
any of
Aaron.
those
I would
guys,
love a Hank Aaron
something.
too.
I would love a Hank. He's like, I mean, next to Parker, he's probably my second favorite player of all time.
Right.
So yeah, one of those old 60s, a Roberto Clemente card would be cool,
Roberto
There would,
Clemente. Yeah.
yeah, but the Mickey Mantle 1962 tops. I actually went to the flea market when I lived in Texas, the Bell County Flea Market that
Hmm.
was right there on I-90.
Hmm.
And there was a gentleman that sold baseball cards out of this like shack,
Hmm.
and he used to have the best collection in there and stuff. And he had boxes that he hadn't even gone through and stuff. And I used to beg him to
Nice.
just let me go through his cards, and he'd always say no.
Yeah.
But he had a 1962 Mantle,
Yeah.
and he was selling it for like $110, and I still beat myself up for not buying
Buying
it.
it.
Even it
Yeah.
wasn't in good condition, but he let me hold it,
Yeah. Well, see,
and
it,
it was so cool.
and that's the
Yeah,
thing. Those cards. I mean, like if you go on eBay and try to get a rookie Ozzie Smith right now, the cheapest one you're gonna find is $50. The one that I saw, it was at a shop and it was 24, and I was like,
yeah.
I should get it because there's nowhere it's gonna be cheaper.
Never gonna
You're
see it
never
that
gonna
cheap.
see it
Yeah.
cheaper. I mean, if you go on there, there's a Ozzie Smith card on eBay right now that's like 3 grand.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, like easy, 3 grand, $500. Like there, that rookie Ozzie Smith is expensive, and I would love to have it. It'd be my dream card, and I'm probably gonna get that $24 one. And the condition of it is not, you know,
Doesn't mean
it's not
it's not
great,
great.
but it's what I have to deal with. Would I love to
Yeah.
have like a perfect one that's one of those $3,000 ones? Yeah, but I'll take the crappy one. Like now that we're having the conversation, now I'm definitely gonna go buy that one.
Cool.
Yeah,
Go get it, man.
yeah,
Good, good.
yeah. So, what about
Well,
you, Adrian?
well, I'm a Jordan nut, so my dream
Cool.
card would probably be the star rookie card for Michael Jordan, not the Flair 86,
Not the
87.
Fleer? Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I want that one. Don't get me wrong.
I
I'm
had
I'm
that one at one point. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
nice. I'm casing that one, but I decided that one's gonna forever. I mean, both of them are forever out of my range of price. They some thousands of dollars, but
Yeah.
I think the star one, I like it better. If for one, it's the most popular one is the Flair one, but I'm kind of
Yeah.
like I like the star one. I would love to have that one. I would love to have the other Jordan one. Currently,
What?
right now, I just looked at they had a reprint of the Michael Jordan, the Flair one, in an upper deck or something like that. They came out with
Yeah.
a Decade of Excellence version of it. That's going for about $60, and I'm just like, well, I'll probably end
Wow.
up settling for the $60 reprint
There you
version
go.
of it that's
Yes,
official
yes,
than
do
just
that.
having that. So that's what I'm thinking about doing anyway for that one. But it's for
Cool.
just to satisfy the Flair version of it. But then the other one that I'm probably going to end up pulling the trigger is Dominique Wilkins rookie card, and I've seen it's been going for like $70. So I'm like,
Is that Fleer too?
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
Flair 86, 87 Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had that whole set, man.
Do
Oh
you?
man.
Yeah. When I was my freshman year in high school, me and my buddy Kurt used to walk down the street to this convenience store for lunch.
Hmm.
And I would get a soda and like, I was 14, so I would buy like a chocolate pie or something for lunch
Yeah.
and a pack of them basketball cards. He had them.
Oh
and I would
wow.
buy a pack, and every day I would, and I literally at the end I just bought the rest of his box,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a whole box of those cards,
Man.
and I have no idea out of all my cards. I mean, I've still got like a handful of them, like Joe Dumars,
Mm-hmm.
but they had gone so long between printing basketball cards
Oh yeah.
that like that was the rookie season for Barkley, for
Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas,
Mm-hmm.
for
Hakeem
I
Olajuwon,
mean
all them boys. Yeah.
for like you said, Dominique Wilkins, Michael Jordan. Yeah, that's why one of the main reasons why it was so valuable
Yeah.
is because there were so many rookie cards in
Cards.
that
Yeah.
set.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had them all, and I remember one of my best friends, Mickey, he was a huge Jordan fan,
Mm-hmm.
and he gave me every single baseball card that he had for that Michael
Jordan
Jordan
card,
cards.
that one card.
And I
Whew.
and I was like, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
And
Looking
now
back.
now I'm like
He's sitting on a
now I'm like,
gold mine.
damn,
He over
yeah,
there
now I
sitting
want
on
to
a
go
gold
find them.
mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened to the rest of them cards because I had like Larry Bird was huge
Oh wow.
valuable.
I've even
I
seen Joe
mean,
Dumars go for like at least 80 to 90
well,
to
that's
$100
one of the
now.
few ones that I'm gonna have to look, but that's one of the few cards out of that set that I still have, other than, all my Nuggets,
And then
because
imagine
I
if you
never let them.
I had.
I
get
got
it graded and it's a pristine
exactly
Yeah.
condition. Oh my
crazy.
God.
Yeah. I gotta. You know what I gotta do? I gotta find somebody with a pack of 1979 tops baseball cards.
Yeah,
No.
I've been on a
yeah.
big binge of 79 and 8, 78, 79 singles. I've found a couple of I got some
But
coming in.
that 79 was Ozzie Smith's rookie
Oh,
year.
nice.
That was, I mean, the next year, the 1980 tops was the year I started buying them at the like convenience stores and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So that was like the year after Ricky Henderson came out, and when in '81 that was Eddie Murray's rookie season,
Yeah.
but that was when Rod Carew was playing with the Angels, and I mean, oh, it
Man,
was so much fun grabbing some of them
and it's
cards, man.
just
Nolan Ryan
the
with
craziest
the
thing is
Astros.
you was able to like some of these cars, especially way back in the day, they would get them just by buying bubble gum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the beauty
Well,
of
It's just
all of this stuff.
and now
well,
we can't even get these mugs.
okay.
Cost us an arm and a leg to get a car nowadays.
I read a story one time in a baseball card magazine that in 1951 they ordered the Topps chewing gum company ordered gum, and they fudged the numbers, and they got like this ridiculous amount of gum, and it was so much they had to literally build an underground storage facility
Mm-hmm.
to keep it, from getting bad. And in order to get rid of the gum, they decided they were going to make baseball cards, and they were going to sell the baseball cards with the gum. They had
Mm,
so much gum that it took them until from 1952 until 1989 to finally
Golly.
use up all of the gum
good
that they made.
gracious.
So the so
Golly.
so the gum that you got in 1987 with the 1987 Topps baseball cards was made the same year as the gum that you would have gotten with the 1952 Topps.
Golly, bro.
Yeah, that's why the
That's
gum
crazy.
is so bad.
That's
I-
crazy.
That's crazy, man.
That's wild. That's wild. That is wild. Yeah. You know what? I'm so glad that all three of, well, Gary, you've been collecting. It seems like you haven't
Oh,
stopped.
all my life,
Yeah, but
yeah.
I'm glad I got back into it. It had been like
Yeah,
a
same
long
here.
time for me. And I don't,
I
Cool.
think
I'm glad you.
I think I stopped during like Darius Miles rookie year, like
mm,
2000 and like yeah, 2001, 2000 something like that. Because I found
yeah.
a couple of his rookie cards, and I'm like, when did I have Darius Miles? When did I even go for these things?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I stopped right before LeBron James and Dwayne Wade and all them boys came out.
I think the last pack of cards I had bought prior to now was a 1996. I think it was 90, maybe 97. Anyway, it was a box of Skybox, a box of Skybox football cards, and it was a shop. I was in Hanau, Germany, and at the PX above the PX, there was like a barber shop.
Pioneer Concern, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was like a little car shop, and it was like going out of business or something. So, like, I bought like the
Liquid
whole
sale.
thing. Yeah, and I still have we have them somewhere. Still have the cards from that box.
Nice.
But I mean, it wasn't nothing. I have like I don't know. I got a couple Brett Favre's in there and Drew
Sure.
Bledsoe, and like those are the ones of that I can remember. But I mean, it wasn't nothing fancy or nothing to brag about or anything. But that
Yeah.
was the last pack that that was the last. That was actually a whole box, and that was the last set of cards I remember getting.
I gotta show one more thing that I just found. I went over my mom's crib, and I had went through this big old storage box. You know, you could buy. Literally, it says on there for $30, you got 3,000 and something cards or whatever. Big
Yeah.
Yeah,
storage bin that we had bought back then.
yeah.
And I was just going through it to see what was in it. You know, I ain't think nothing of it, but I ended up finding these. This right here. I'm gonna show y'all. We get this thing out of here. I know we getting late. It's Carl Malone,
Nice. Yeah.
bro. I love this card so much, and I'm not even a Carl Malone fan. But I had to find out where this whole thing was, and I ended up buying the whole set.
Oh yeah. Oh
So
man.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you can see it
Oh,
all, but
Yeah.
wow.
it has there's a Jordan, a Larry Bird, the Carl Malone, then there's a Dikembe Mutombo, and then there's a Jordan and a Bird card.
Oh
That was
man.
only 5 cards in the whole set, but I was like, my art style, my artistic side kicked in. And I was like, comic
Nice.
book,
Yeah.
basketball.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the best of both worlds. And
Yeah.
so I just scooped both of them, and I was like, I just scooped the whole set off of eBay,
Yeah.
and I got some really good cards, like the Jordan one. I think they said if it's graded, it's probably worth like $800 graded
Oh
PSA 10.
wow.
So, and I
Yeah.
bought it for like $4.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
that's been and that's been kind of my whole thing with eBay is like I'll be
That's
on there and
fun.
I'm
Yeah.
like I'm trying to find good card quality at a low
Hmm.
price that if I grade it and decide to sell it,
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna hit
There
big.
you go.
I mean, at least hit something, $100 or something, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
For
yeah,
sure.
that was pretty dope, man. I was like, oh man, I found
That
that
is
in a
cool.
whole box. I haven't even. I thought this box of cards were just nothing but old school doubles and quadruples, like they always
Yeah.
do. Give you
Yeah.
3,000 of a bunch of BS. No, I just went over there and I found a couple of gems in there. That's where most of my Nick Van Exels I got doubles of. It just
I
popped up
love
out of
that
it. I was
you're a
like,
Nick Van Exel fan. I
Yeah.
love that.
Oh
oh
yeah.
man, Nick Van
I
Exel is
love
dope.
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. He
He is
is.
dope.
He has some
He was with
handles,
Denver for a
man.
minute. Yeah.
Yeah. He did.
Yeah, that's why I said I'm gonna look through here. Will I think I got another copy of that card I showed you. I think I
Yeah.
got a couple doubles of Nick Van Exel, so I can give you two of
Yeah.
them. I think I got
I
two of them.
I got a couple I'm gonna bring you Thursday. So,
Bet that works.
but I appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all chopping it up with me. As
Yes,
always,
sir.
Yeah.
if y'all watch the show, appreciate y'all listening, and we'll be back. What we say next Sunday?
That'll
Yeah.
work.
All right, man. Y'all have a good one.
All right,
You
Joe.
too.
All right.
Peace.
There you go.